Sony patents an automatic difficulty curve. Right, no, this was the one I wanted to talk about with my what if you don't quite finish the game thing. Because beating games, all of a sudden, is just not going to be a thing anymore? Sony has filed a patent for a system that dynamically tweaks the difficulty of a game based on player performance using specially designed algorithms. The algorithms would assess and project player performance, then automatically and incrementally adjust parameters relating to movement speed, delay or hesitation, character strength, number of competitors, or other metrics until the player's performance matches an expected level.
This is never going to work. They're never going to get this patent.
Similar systems have been implemented in past games, notably
for years.
Beat 'em Up God Hand from 2006, which grows more challenging in response to player successes. So the discussion question here is not about Sony's patent. I think they're going to have an extremely difficult time patenting this concept. But what I would like to talk about is, are the days of beating games gone, dead, over?
No.
Are you just being stubborn?
No, I don't think so, actually.
Okay.
I think maybe stuff like that is going to invade certain AAA things, but people are going to resist. Some amount of game developers are always going to resist to some degree. And we saw, when was that? 2014, 2015, we saw AAA games go kind of in the hole a little bit, and the indie scene just exploded because they saw a hole, because AAA industry was leaving that hole open. I don't think you'd see a Elden Ring style game make itself completely unbeatable. I don't think you'd see a Baldur's Gate 3 make itself completely unbeatable. There's going to be these franchises that are like, no, there's a conclusion.
Hold on. That's not what I really meant. I meant the achievement of beating a game being over. I think people will beat games because they're going to design it so that when you're playing Spider-Man, you could barely be able to hold a controller and still be an unbeatable badass. So I was going completely the opposite way with this.
I still don't think that's going to be a thing, though, because I'm going to just constantly use Baldur's Gate. I really tried to find another one with Elden Ring, but I don't think this is a thing on Elden Ring. I think there's just one difficulty, right?
Actually don't know. You can definitely make life harder for yourself if you just don't wear any armor.
Custom challenges and stuff. But I think there just is Elden Ring. It just is the game. It is one difficulty. But there's 3 difficulties? Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought there was literally one. But anyways.
Yeah, there's only one to him.
Yeah.
Giga Chad Gamer.
Baldur's Gate. Oh, Elden Ring has 1. Sorry. What?
Got him.
Baldur's Gate 3, which is what they were probably talking about, has different difficulty levels that are actually very specific and change the game significantly. And I think there's also other games where people will play that game, or at least find replayability from that game due to specifically the difficulty levels.
Yep.
I think there's going to be other games, like I think you mentioned Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Totally. And at a certain level, I haven't played the game, but probably, who cares?
You heard it here first, folks. What? You play Spider-Man?
No, I don't mean that.
Were you trying to accomplish something?
I've actually heard it's a fantastic game, but is the difficulty level of the game what matters?
To someone,
Maybe?
if we didn't feel a sense of accomplishment in gaming, why would we do it? That's the part of our brain that it, lights up. That's the whole point of it, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
It's to make you feel like you achieved something. We literally have achievements. That's what we actually call them.
Yeah, I guess the hidden nature of the difficulty change is the annoying part, because
that's what I'm talking about.
There's a billion games that will do suggested difficulty changes.
Yep, or even you can manually adjust it, back to Sea of Stars. There's a whole class of items that, as far as I can tell, exists as a way of adjusting the difficulty curve. So I stubbornly refused to equip any of them, which made things just take longer, as far as I can tell. To go back again, I probably just wouldn't bother. But doing it automatically, I guess, is what kind of bugs me about it, because it's a matter of time.
That has also existed, but it's usually revealed to the player.
Yeah, it's a matter of time until they just don't. until they just
Yes.
release the game. And because remember, what the goal of the developer is to make sure the player has a good time, right?
Yeah.
And if they're going to do episodic episodes, they need to make sure that you don't get stuck. So I could totally see them shipping a game like this where even if you can toggle it off, it's enabled by default. And I don't know, it just feels like too much hand-holding to me. Like, even just the fact that Mario Kart 8 has the assistance on by default. You basically can't crash a cart out of the box. And the process of turning it off is... I couldn't believe how obtuse it was to turn off the assist. You can't do it from the menu of the game. You have to be in a race and turn it off when the pause... Why?
To Reaper in Floatplane Chat said something that sparked a thought in my mind. They said Ubisoft would make it harder to sell boosts and skips. What about... Yeah, you just have the same thought I did. What if this started being used nefariously, where they started crushing you with difficulty to try to incentivize... Like,
what do you mean, what if? I literally talked about that like 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, but it's dynamic. Yeah. It's dynamic. So they have ideas. They have some, I don't know, Cambridge Analytica data or whatever on like who you are, how much money you're going to spend on games and stuff, and they push you just enough. If they're like, yeah, this person will probably spend like $15 on microtransactions to get it to the end of this game, then they'll poke you for $15 and then let you win.
Oh, Sticklier says you can change the auto drive settings from the cart selection screen. Why isn't it on the main menu? I'm sorry. I had to look it up.
By default?
I had to look. Well, no, that's not even my issue. Oh, that is an issue, but I had to look it up. I couldn't find it on the main menu of the game, which is where settings go. Sorry, not sorry. It's still dumb.
Oh, man. Yeah, games will also lower difficulty without you knowing if you're having issues playing on hard parts. Yeah, but usually it's still granular. Like if you looked into the settings, you could see it there.
Whiskey Nerd 88 says Capcom uses this in Resident Evil. After you die too many times in a spot, they lower the enemies and the hit damage.
It very often communicates that to you, and if it doesn't, it's usually a setting that you can still go manually change yourself. But yeah, this has been a thing for forever.
That is not the point. People are telling me some people want to use it and some people don't. I know. Okay, I know. None of that matters. The fact is that it's not obvious to find. The settings menu is on the title screen of a game. That's where the settings menu is.
It feels like a setting, not a like feature on the cart.
Yes.
It's not a wheel. I understand it's training wheels, but it's not the way that people would think about it.
Okay. Linus likes hot dogs, so he hates burgers. Oh, man.